is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? More flies, edges scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream.
All right, just because I'm running a little bit late, we're going to jump straight on over. Where's my rescue? There it is, there. BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. We've got another episode of Mud Mule TV coming your way. It's Sunday night in the States, Monday morning Australian. We've got the Grassroots Racing Series for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. We've got the Sprint Car Day here today. We're going to be at Weedsport, USA for the 360 Sprint Cars, as you can see on our screens right now. Once we've finished here, we're heading on over to the home of Sprint Car, Knoxville Raceway, home of the Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, for the 410 sprints round of sprint car action here today. We've got about 17 cars down on the track for practice. Let's get down and have a look and see what sort of times they're pulling out. 12.583 is quick time for Travis McDonald, all the way down to 13.742 Jonathan Foxworth, our 17th car. How are you all this morning? We had the V8 Supercars, the Gen 3 V8 Supercars last night, 420 Oz Sim Racing League. It was a pretty good race at Phillip Island. Today, obviously, as I said, we've got the sprint cars here at Weedsport, and then we head on over to Knoxville Raceway. Just going to try and get up tomorrow's details. This is week 10 of the 11-week Grassroots Racing Series. So this one will be pretty intense racing week. Today we've got the Sprint Car Series portion of our race. Tomorrow it will be the UMPs and the 358, so it'll be Houston Speedway and Kokomo, and then wrapping up the racing a week for week 10 with the big block mods. So sprints today, and then pretty much finishing up with the mods, big blocks, UMPs, the modified open wheel sort of race cars. And then next week, week 11, the championship round. That's going to be the 358s at Bristol and Dirt Street Stocks at Lucas Oil on the Sunday night. Monday night, it will be the Dirt Legends and the 358s at Lincoln and Eldora. And then wrapping up our racing season on the 15th of July with the limited lates at I-55. But let's not wish that week away. 5 races next week, 5 races this week. These 10 races will help decide our champion as qualifying begins. All right. Ken McLean, KC McLean there in the chat. Hey, Bob, I'll be on for the next race. Didn't make it home in time. There are a lot of drivers there. I see Chad Puttable returning. Andy Williams is out there. Dow Bowen is on the track. All right, I'm just going to take some time to grab a drink. Actually, before we do, I've done this on every other template I have. So we're just going to move that up to the top. There we go. All right, I think that's fixed it. Let's just try this. Go there. There we go. Just wanted to make sure that whenever we went back to the race screen that we just get the actual driver's details on our screen and not their position on the race battle. Sunsetting here. Weedsport. People start shuffling into the crowd. Travis McDonald, 12.603 is a quick time so far. 12.678. Dow Bowen, Brian Angel, 12.762 for the top 3. 12.904 and 12.914 for the top 5. Chad Puttable and Richard Jackson. Jonathan Foxworth, and all the way down to Wayne Bridges, 6th to 10th, is 12.916, 13.076. So not a lot of distance separating some of these cars. And then 11th, 13.090, all the way down to 14.269 for Tim L. Brown in 17th. Excuse me. Rough night's sleep last night. Partner is Mrs. BobbethTV's out of the studio for a couple of days. And, yeah, one of the dogs, he just spent all night sooking. I had to bring him into bed to cuddle up to me to be able to get him to shut up. And I don't do that. Like, I'm an animal person, but I don't, there's only one type of animal I cuddle up to. And it ain't Staffy. Looks like qualifying it might be done. All 17 cars have gotten themselves on the board. Still a minute and a bit to go, so just enough time. If anyone does join it late, they still have a chance to get out there and do some things. As always, who are you here to watch? I will make sure that if you let me know, make sure that we get them highlighted on the screen. All right, looks like we're wrapping up a minute early. We're going to jump over to our first lot of heat racing. First heat is going to be, looks like 3 heats here. So first heat, Travis McDonald and Chad Putterball on that front row. Mike Menez and Wayne Bridges on that second row. Mike Butler and Kelly McKellen on that third and final row. Thomas Dennis, thanks for the like, brother. Welcome in. One of the regulars. I am good, my man. How are you? As we wait, who do we not have on the line? Everyone's lined up. Just took a little bit of time to count down into our grid. Oh, my heater does not want to work. There we go. Those stupid safety buttons in the bottom that's broken. I should just get a new heater, but oh, camera isn't keeping up with the drivers. Why is that? There's 4. There's 4. One more time around the track. Casey McLean, thank you for the like. Not in this first race, but we'll be showing up for the 410s at Knoxville Raceway later tonight. So good luck, KC. Appreciate you calling in. If we've got Chad on the track, then Vicky Schuler likely in the audience as well. Hey, Vic, hope you've been having a great time. It's been ages since I've heard from you. Do miss you a bit. Living the dream, do not know what dream, as it seems a number of times. In all honesty, I'm doing well for the days we live. Yeah, I think that is the best way to look at it. Is we're not necessarily living the dream, but if you're able to live somewhat of a dream, then it is not a bad life. Looks like first crash, but they've been able to get it going again pretty quickly. Kelly McKellen's gone into the pits. Mike Butler keeps that race car going. But no, very, very true, Thomas. I feel like I am living the dream. I get to do what I want, when I want to do it, and how I want to do it. I don't live easy though, but it is definitely the thing. Oh, Silent Bruiser, thank you for the follow. I'd love to join your live stream whenever you're streaming. Add me up on Discord. Look, feel free to follow the page. I know this is sort of falling on deaf ears a little bit, possibly bot-esque in nature. But no, look, if you do enjoy the streams, just follow them. Tune in when you can. There's no, I do partnership streams, but they're with my friends. So if you want to get to know me, become a mate, then we can certainly look at joining up with live streams, things like that, collaborating. All right, Travis McDonald, our race leader with 1-2 a go. As the checkered flag comes out, boys will get over that start finish line. Brad Hunt, thank you for the like over at Facebook as well. As Heat 1 comes to its conclusion there. Oh, that was kick. That's a follow on kick. So I don't know if, yeah, see, I'm not used to the kick audience. All right, Heat 1 results. Mo Digging Mafia's Kelly McKellen in 6th. Yoda Outlaws, Mike Butler finished 5th. Wayne Bridges 4th. Team Southern Sim Racing's Mike Menez in 3rd. Chad Putterball from Dirt Warrior Racing in 2nd. But Travis McDonald takes out Heat 1 here tonight. We're going to jump over to the grid for Heat 2. That one is going to be Dale Bowen and Richard Jackson on the front row. Brett Vanderwood, Mike Davis, second row. Third row, Andy Williams and Tim L. Brown. Doug and Birdie, thanks for the like and the follow there. Doug on Facebook, Birdie coming through on Twitch. Appreciate you. Got a bit of iRacing action coming your way. This is the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's grassroots racing series. It's been 11. It's an 11-week competition. We are currently in week 10. Race 1 of 5 for week 10. So it should be interesting. Sprint car day. 360 sprint cars here up first at Weedsport Speedway. And then afterwards, we will be jumping over to Knoxville Raceway for the 410 sprint cars. All right, who's going to join Travis on the front row? Will it be Dale or Richard, Brent, Mike, Andrew, or Tim Brown? We're about to find out 6 laps, and we will have an answer. It's Wild Brute Winery versus Extreme Dirt Racing on that front row. But actually, with Silent Bruiser, you did remind me, my friend, we are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, as per usual, BobbethTV. But we have expanded out to Kick just to see what that audience is like, to see what's out there for iRacing. I haven't really looked at any of the numbers or the metrics, just sort of getting it out there, get an audience, see if we can build something. All right, lap 2, Dale Bowen off to a great start here. Brent Vanderwood, Richard Jackson is the top 3. Andy Williams, Mike Davis, and Tim L. Brown rounding out the rest of that field. Hey, it's Marie. How you going, Marie? I've seen you guys still playing through like 17 different survival games a day, you and Mama. I see that on Steam all the time. How you been? How's the fams? How's the chickens? How's the servers and the communities? Marie's on Facebook, so I can't really give her a shout out, but she runs a lot of different game servers, generally under the Hysteria name, I believe, or used to. I used to do a lot of server admin work and coding and stuff with her. Great person. All right, down to the last lap here. Dale Bowen, our leader, still Brent Vanderwood and Richard Jackson, second and third. Andy Williams, Mike Davis, Tim L. Brown, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Oh, Birdie, of course. Birdie's the other one. Birdie's her, sorry, Mama, Birdie, and Maria. I could not forget you, Birdie. I can't believe you're still around. That's crazy. Holy shit. I drew it because I know another Birdie from a different area that I did assume it was, but no, now I know who it is. How you been? Holy crap. It has been a long time. I've been doing a lot of admin staff support work for a 5M roleplay server called Fat Duck Gaming. That's what's sort of been keeping me busy, plus this. All right, Heat 2's results. We better get those out of the way before we get to Heat 3. Tim L. Brown in 6th. Mo Digging Mafia's Mike Davis in 5th. Andrew Williams, in 4th. Nerd Herd Racing's Richard Jackson 3rd. Yoda Outlaws Brett Vanderwood in 2nd. Why am I struggling with names that I've said a lot? But of course, Dow Bowen will start in the feature race on the front row alongside Travis McDonald for the win in Heat 2. The Heat 3 grid, as they start to roll out, is Brian Angel and Jonathan Foxworth on that front row. And then Von Mead, Dawson Potter on that second. The 5th car is Mikey Mixer with lane choice and row 3 to himself. So feel free if you want to dump your server names and the games that they're associated with in the chat, Maria or Bertie, go right ahead. You guys are wonderful people, and if anyone plays those games, they deserve to be playing them with wonderful people as well. Conan Exile. What do you guys play? Conan Exile, 7 Days to Die, DayZ. What else? A lot. Arc, Atlas. I think at one point we had an Atlas server. That was the Atlas server was my favorite. All right, pace truck leaving the track. We're about to get this one underway. This is Heat 3, our last of the 360 heat races here tonight. Before we get to our main event, the feature race for the 360 sprint cars here at Weedsport, and then we're going to head on over to Knoxville Raceway for the 410 sprint cars as well. Brian Angel, Jonathan Foxworth, Dawson Potter, Von Mead, Mikey Mixer. That is the 5-car field as it stands. Lap 2 of 6. Very quick track, Weedsport. So look for this one to be done and dusted within a minute or so. Currently, Yoda Outlaws, the B-Main Bandit, KHR's very own Dawson Potter, Mediocre Racing's Von Mead. Mikey mixed it back there as well. Leisure Shoot, Larry, Gamer Tag, Big Movie, Bo Caro in the chat. Wild Horse Broadcasting, go check them out. The inspiration, the reason, the motivation. Before Bo took over, like Bo was the laughs of the group for a while there, sure. But no, Bo, big inspiration, friend, and competition almost out there. But add him on Gamer Tag if you wish. But you reap what you sow. No. Heat 3 done and dusted. Looks like Von Mead might have crashed just before the checkered flag lap. So here we'll lock in at that 5th place there of Mediocre Racing, of course, 5th. Mikey Mixer there in 4th. KHR's very own Dawson Potter 3rd. Jonathan Foxworth, the B-Main Bandit, in 2nd. But Yoda Outlaws is in is our winner here today. Chris Sandridge, every car is black. Tell these guys to put some color out there. They are. Look, I can see some orange. I can see some red. I can see some yellow. Chris, look, I'd see some red out there if you were on the track, mate. Why are you not on the track? Oh, let's have a look at points because the points leader will go to the rear field. Is that Travis? Is that Mike Moniz? I believe it's Mike. I think Mike has just popped himself out to the side of the track. So Travis McDonald and Dow Bowen, that is our front row. Brian Angel and Chad Putterby, second row. Brent Vanderwood and Jonathan Foxworth on that third row. Fourth row is going to be Dawson Potter and Richard Jackson, Andy Williams, and Wayne Bridges on that 5th row. I'll get it right in a second. Mike Butler and Mikey Mixter on that 6th row. 7th row, Von Mead and Mike Davis. 8th row is going to be Tim Brown and Kelly McKellen. And then Mike Moniz will be on that 9th and final row. As he is our points leader. And we'll take an EOL. Wife's birthday. Happy birthday, Mrs. Stanridge. Hope Chris spoilt you more than you deserve because, let's face it, no matter how much he spoils you, it's still not enough. I don't want to get you in trouble, Christian. But I think it's wild, Chris, that you have a 21-year-old bride. No, she looks 21. I've seen photos. She looks 21. Thomas Dennis in the chat. Let's go, Chad Puttapall. He is going to be starting a second row back there in the outside position behind Dow Bowen. He'll be alongside Brian Angel, watching it. Dow and Travis get off to a good start there. Let's see if we can't get this race up to green flag. It runs straight away. Sprint car's going to be quite tricky there. Dow Bowen with a nice move on the inside, momentum-wise on Travis McDonald. As we move back to Chad Puttapall, Brian Angel. There has been a crash, though. First caution of the night already. Might not have been Mike Meets. Oh, there it is. Richard Jackson, Dawson Ford. A little bit of contact, nothing crazy, but I imagine that is what has potentially started it. Oh, yeah, Dawson into the wall there, comes up into the 53, the 92 gets collected. The 30 only just makes it sort of through that little pack. And that is our first caution. No worries, I take care of it. You better, mate. No, you do. You take her to shows and to dinners, and you do treat her very well. So you should, though, because as I say, we all of us wonderful blokes that meet each other through this wonderful sim, we're all punching well above our weight class when it comes to the beautiful women in our life. Except me, BobbethTV's Mrs. BobbethTV. She's lucky to have me. I'm a treasure. Oh, there's DB in the chat. Drew Bowen, Dale Bowen, and Drew Bowen, twin brothers. Dale's the talented one. Drew's the educational. No, how you been, Drew? It's been ages, brother. How's the swimming and everything going? Winning championships, breaking records. All right, lap 5 of 35. We're back underway. So Travis McDonald falling back to second place. Dow Bowen's going to move up into our race lead. Brian Angel and Chad Puttapall racing back there behind them for third and fourth. Jonathan Foxworth back there just in that top 5, but he has Brett Vanderwood right there behind him as well. Oh, caution out again. Can we see this one on the telemetry? Let's have a look. Oh, no, hard to tell. There's a lot of different shit going on the telemetry. So we'll just let them set back up and we'll reset, get this one back underway. Ah, congratulations, little Wodo in the chat over on Twitch. This is one of the guys from the 420 AusSim Racing League. We've got the Gen 3 V8 Supercars Sunday nights Australian, the GT3s on Tuesday night Australian. But yeah, got into a little bit of an incident during the race last night, but looks like race control gone through that situation and given him the podium finish that he deserves. So congratulations, man. Well done. First podium's always a special one, but now that monkey's off your back, you'll find that things might come a little bit easier now. We've seen that with these guys here, some of the guys that have sort of stepped up and got their first wins in the leagues and things like that, and it opens doors and just allows you to sort of get a little bit more comfortable with what you do and see even more success. So, look forward to it, brother. Look forward to it. That's the problem when you broadcast some good leagues. There's too many drivers, and you like them all, and you want to wish them all and all of them have that success. But at the same time, only one person can win it, so it is tricky. He can't wait for the next to come. Definitely stressful. Yeah, he can be, man. He can be. All right, off we go. Our second restart on lap 5. Have been out of advance from our first caution. This is our second. As we try and get ourselves back up to some green flag racing here. Dale Bowen and Travis McDonald have got a great race up the front, growing on. A caution out as quickly as we got it going again. Looks like this one might have been Mike Butler and Von Mid. Pardon me, let's have a look. Yeah, Mike just trying to keep that car low and tight, but it's like a rubber band. It's going to build up and build up and build up and then just let itself loose, and that's what's happened there. It looks like we're about to get this one back underway. Mike Butler and Dale Bowen on that. No, Dale Bowen and Travis McDonald, sorry, on that front row. Chad footed by Brian Angel second. Third row is Andy Williams and Jonathan Foxworth. Fourth row is going to be Mikey Mixter and Brett Vanderwood. Fifth row, Tim Elbrown and Mike Davis. Mike Menez and Wayne Bridges on that sixth row. Seventh row is Richard Jackson and Dawson Potter. Mike Butler on that eighth row. Kellen McKellen still in the pits. Looks like Von Mead's about to come back out, so we should have our full 17 car field available to us in just a moment, if not the 16 cars. It looks like Von just sitting at that pit exit, but the boys are coming screaming past, so it could just be waiting for them to get through so we can come on out. We'll have to wait and see. Anthony Calf, thanks for the like, brother. Appreciate you. As this race gets going again. Where's Dow? Dow's fallen back down the field to about 5th. What happened there? Let's see if we can find that in the telemetry. Can't quite see what happened there. I don't see Dow dropping down the field or anything. I'll just reset and get it back up. Lolly, thanks for the like as well. Appreciate you. We are bit over a fourth of the way in, a quarter of the way in to this 35-lap feature race. We're at Weedsport USA, Weedsport Speedway for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series. These are 360 sprint cars. 360 denotes the power of the engine. 360 sprint cars up first. 410s up later. So these are the mid-range sprint cars. There's 3 ranges, 305s, 360s, and 410s. These are the mid-range sprint cars. We'll be moving up to the big boys after this, over to Knoxville Raceway, the home of the sprint car Hall of Fame and Museum. I went to say Hall of Fame and Museum all in the same word. Hall of Fame Museum. Looks like we've got 16 cars back on the track. Mike Money still in the pits. Kellen McKellen is out though. All right, race is restarted. Lap 10 of 35 underway. Travis McDonald, our new race leader. Chad put by Brian Angel, Jonathan Fox with Dale Bowen, the 5. Andy Williams, Brent Vanderwood, Mikey Mixter, Mike Davis, and Richard Jackson, the 10, 11 to 16. Will be Dawson Potter, Mike Butler, Wayne Bridges, Timo Brown, Von Mead, and Kelly McKellen. Looks like Mike Moniz will become the 17th car as he is now back on the track as well. 3 cars just down a lap, so if there's another caution, and as I say it, it occurs. They may get a wave around. Let's see what happened here. Scroll down. Green flag, yellow flag. Yeah, no crash there though. Interesting. There is the backup account. Thank you, Hayden. Appreciate you with the other follow there. That way you will be sure never to miss a race. Obviously, you can head on over to BobbethTV, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, depending on your preferred delivery method and watching social things online. And you can like, follow, or subscribe at those various pages and be notified when we are live. Twitch is the best one to follow, just because that's my main platform. That's the one I do all my other sort of side gaming and stuff on as well. So if you want to stay abreast of everything I do, Twitch. If you're here for the racing and you have a preferred platform, then you do have your choice. Oh, shit. I just realised there's been absolutely no racing sound this entire broadcast. We've been going for half an hour with no actual on-track noise. I am so sorry, guys. Holy shit, how did I just realise that? Or has it been on and I just must have bumped the button and muted it? Maybe I did that. Lap 14 of 35 as I try and get my shit together here. I think I've been doing this a little while now, but no, I still screw it up. So it might also explain how I was able to get away with that for so long. Caution. I go to jump onto another cam to start looking around the track and another caution comes out as it happens. Jesus. Can't see who that one was. Might have been Jonathan Foxworth. I was looking at him to see. Contact there between you and the 8. That spun him around. That will be our latest caution, which is up to, let's have a look. Where are we at with our cautions? Our 6th caution on lap 15 of 35. We do only have 30 minutes to get through each race, so hopefully we've still got plenty of time to be able to get here and get this one to a checkered flag conclusion. Chapter by Brian Angel, Andy Williams, Brent Vanderwood, the top 5. This race reaches its halfway mark. Half of the race goes to 17 laps remain. Contact there between Brian Angel and Chad Pudlon. Nothing crazy, just a little bit there. You don't want much, if any, with the sprint cars because they don't really have that sort of contact door-to-door ability. Oh, it looks like one of the boys there Andy Williams hit that wall hard in the background, and that will bring out our latest caution. We'll leave us with 15 remaining. Oh, my throat's so rough today, still. I think I've been sick for about a week now. Alright, looks like we're going to get this one going in just a moment. See if we can race out the remainder of this race before we head on over to the 410 sprints over at Knoxville Raceway. Currently single file with Andy Williams in the pits. I wonder if this is how they'll get it started. If there's a few cautions, a lot of leagues will go over to the single file restart. And it just helps everyone get going a little bit easier, keeps everyone a bit spread out. That's exactly what is going on here. Travis Little, Chapel, Bob Bryan, Brett Danwood, Mikey Mixter, Mike Davis, Richie Jackson, Dawson Potter, Mike Butler, Wayne Bridges, Vaughn, me, Tim L. Brown, Mike News, Kellen McKellen, Dow Bowen, Johnson, and Foxworth, the 16 cars in this race. Get lap 22 underway. Jackson there, just looking for that little bit of an opening between Mike Davis and the wall, but there wasn't one there. We're going to jump up to Mike Davis's car as our latest caution comes out. Boys having a hard time getting these ones green flag laps in the book. I wager this will be another single file restart. Oh, this heater. I wish the heater would put out more heat. So bloody cold. Slippers. Looks like we are back and racing here. Green flag underway. Lap 25 just about to come to a conclusion, but no caution has come out. 26 of 35 will be our restart. Less than 10 minutes available for track time. The new session opens up in about 5 minutes as well. Can we get these 10 laps out in that time? Should be able to, providing there's not too many more cautions as we get this one back underway. Travis McDonald, Chad Putter by Brian Angel, Brent Vanderwood, Mikey Mix to the top 5. Let's just settle for that and get straight into our racing cams. Try and catch some green flag action. As you just tuning in, as I just saw a crash at the bottom of the screen, I feel like we're about to go to our latest caution. We are. This is the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's grassroots racing series. The Knuckleheadz iRacing League is a collection of blokes from all around the world, mostly America, who get together and race on the daily. These are not virtual competitors. They are virtual competitors in it's a virtual system, but they are not AI. These are real people sitting behind real life racing sims, different setups of all kinds, racing each other via a massive amount of different styles of racing machines, whether it's sprint cars, late models, modifieds, UMPs, things like that. These guys are sitting there racing their little hearts out. So if you do have a favourite, let me know, and we'll try and get them on the screen. It's just in the pits at this stage. 16 cars remain on the track. Why are we not on the leader? This truck has left the track, lap 28. 8 laps remain in this first of 2 sprint car battles. 360 sprint cars here at Weedsport Speedway. Oh, good recovery. I'm not sure who that was, but it looks like there was a lot of door-to-door action. One of the cars was shooting up the track, able to get it straight and out of danger pretty quickly. Place there for Yoda Outlaws. He's trying to catch up to Mikey Mix there, just there in front of him. Oh, the 8 of Brian Angel there, it looked like. That's Brent Vanderwood, sorry. Came in nice and low, but had to really put the angers on it, or he was going to eat that wall. It's going to be just a handful of laps to go when we get this one back underway. cars getting a few wave rounds, get themselves back on the lead lap. Fire restart lap 32 of 35. Here we go. Gonna stick up the front here. We'll keep an eye on Travis McDonald's run. See if he can hold off Chad Football, Brian Angel, Brent Vanderwood, Mikey mixed his last few attempts at him here with 3 to go. Caution is out with 2 remaining. Get ready to get this one back under green flag conditions. 2 laps remain. Weedsport, the 360 sprint cars, the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series. Week 10 only next week to go before we crown a champion. Travis McDonald is certainly one of those favourites. Mike Menezes is up there as well. Brian Angel, I believe, is in the mix. As we get to our white flag lap, we will have a finish here. Barney waves that checkered flag. Travis McDonald gets the victory. Oh, this heater, will you just work, please? So cold, oh my gosh. Results are just coming in. Here they are. Let's have a look at the official race results for our first of 2 feature races here for the Grassroots Racing Series. It's going to be Mike Butler for Yoda Outlaws in 17th. The B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth in 16th. Andy Williams in 15th. Mediocre Racing's Von Mead 14th. Dow Bowen 13th. Team Southern Sim Racing's Mike Menezes in 12th. Mad Dog in 11th. Mike Davis for Mo Digging Mafia. Then we've got Richie Jackson for Nerd Herd Racing in 10th. Kellen McKellen in 9th for Mo Digging Mafia. Yoda Outlaws, Brent Vanderwood in 8th. Then you have Tim Brown and Wayne Bridges, 7th and 6th. KHR's very own Dawson Potter in that top 5. Mikey Mixer in 4th. Yoda Outlaws driver Brian Angel in 3rd. Dirt Warrior Racing's Chad Putterball in 2nd. And Travis McDonald, our winner here tonight. So let's get Travis's details up on our screen here. All right, this man started on the pole, was looking to put a foot down pretty much straight away. Heat 1, get through to the features and get that race going. A number of cautions tonight, Travis, but Weedsport brings that, I feel, just with that interesting start in the sprint cars. Let's face it, they don't waste time getting up to speed. How much of that race was you just doing what you needed to do, and how much of it was hang on and hope for the best?
pretty good. The last 4 or 5 laps to me was the slickest, but I mean, I was only running my wing, like from lap 23 ish
Mm.
up at a -3. Then that last restart, I went to a 6 just so I'd have that extra security of, hey, I'm going to roll around the top here and not get too loose. But it wasn't awful, honestly. I mean, I was just cruising.
Yeah, it looked like I think with a lot of, especially Weedsport, as I say, that turn 1 and 2 obviously is a bit tricky to get through while getting up to speed. The sprint cars obviously don't waste time getting up to speed. The other things they don't do very well is brake, is slow down. So if there is that change in momentum, we saw a couple of the guys just carrying a little bit too much speed out of the turns. They get a little bit tank slappy and they'd have to sort of wash a little bit of that speed off. And some of the guys would just come racing up on them. So I think just a slightly. Weedsport, it's weird. It looks sometimes when you look at it, it looks like, especially down the backstretch, that it's pretty wide, that there's enough real estate. But watching you guys race, it does look like that either the preferred real estate or the sort of desired real estate is quite similar across the board. No one really has a sort of a high in, low out versus a low in, high out sort of run,
Right.
or things like that. Was that more decided by Weed Sport itself, or was that sort of a limit with the sprint cars?
Weed Sport track is a little weird, and of course, with the sprint cars, a lot of people tend to overdrive them, so you can't really hold the best line. So if you're running low, you're going to slide upwards coming out if you're in the throttle real hard. But that honestly is the fastest line, so it kind of sucks for dual side racing. But at the same time, sometimes you just have to be friendly. Hey, I got somebody on the outside. I need to keep her down here.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just one of those deals. It's up to the guy racing, really, in a way.
I suppose it's one thing to know your own limitations to sort of go, oh, I can stay up here, I can hold it, but you need to know that I think a big part of that sort of decision making, something I learned quickly was don't worry about what you're capable of, worry about what the others are capable of. Because it's one thing for you to sit up there high and hold it, or to go 3 wide through the turns or down the straightaway. But if those other guys that are involved in that system aren't as confident as you are, they're more likely to bring you unstuck than if it was two guys really racing hard side by side, coming through the turns, things like that. Like it's knowing, it's not only knowing your limitations obviously, but it's knowing what the other guys are capable of and what their limits
Yes.
are.
Yeah, because if he bobbles, I mean, especially at Weed Sport, if the track's slick and in sprint cars, one or the other bobbles, you're probably going to hit one another.
And we definitely saw that. There was some there that fortunately didn't go to the yellow flag situation, but yeah, like it's dirt racing. I think 90% of the cars, it is not uncommon to hear about dooring, door-to-door action, or they're coming into
Right.
contact. Open wheel sprint cars, probably not as lucky to survive those ones. And we saw a few guys where they get a little bit of a door-to-door action and have to try and correct it, move up the track to slow down to sort of rebuild. And some of the guys just did some great work getting out of the way or getting that going. It could have been a lot worse for a lot of the drivers out there, I feel. So
Yes,
no,
it
some
could have.
awesome driving. Now, we started off obviously with the 360 sprints here at Weedsport. Now we're off to the home of sprint car racing, Knoxville Raceway, for the 410s. Obviously, I feel like the track's going to be a little bit more conducive to good racing. However, the 410s, they are a handful. How do you think you'll go?
Well, I'm going to say it'll go pretty smooth. It's going to be, I think Chris come back for this race in Kent, so it's going to be tough racing against them too. They're pretty good in the sprint cars. I
You might.
do most of the time in the sprint cars. I kind of do better on the smaller tracks than I do the bigger ones.
Yep. No, I think whoever scheduled this race, must have realised that it was Chris's wife's birthday today, so he won't be. I don't believe he'll be here for the second race either. And there are a couple of guys that do well in sprint cars that I did expect to see here tonight. So obviously otherwise engaged, but Tom and Matthew Land are another two that you do often see a
Right.
lot, and they are. It's one thing to have a bunch of guys that are going to be an obstacle or a good in a mod or a street stock or a late model. Um, but the difference sort of between the drivers with sprint cars, it just brings up a whole different field of drivers generally. Now, not a lot of them are here tonight, so you guys have been able to sort of settle it the way you normally would. But yeah, it's I hope that whatever's keeping them away doesn't keep them away for this next race, or keep them away too long, because yeah, the sprints are always entertaining to watch because you just never know who is going to run roughshod on that competition. All right, look, the other session is just about done, actually. If you're not already out practicing while you're doing this interview, I apologise. But before we let you go get ready for the 410s over at Weedsport. No, we're at Weedsport, sorry, over at Knoxville. Friends, family, sponsors, my man, who do you need to give a shout-out for making all this possible?
Always my lovely wife and kids for supporting me in the racing. You know, of course, my shop gives me the privilege and the money to be able to do it and the time off. And we always appreciate you, Bob, for broadcasting for us. And I appreciate all the guys in Knuckleheadz too. We got a good group of guys, so we all out here just trying to have a good time.
No, definitely could not have gathered a better group of blokes together for a good time, as well as your admin team in the background there, the guys that put the races together, that put the conditions together to make it just right, and we get people coming and going and coming back when they can. Dale Bowen's a guy that doesn't race as regular, but when he can, he's always here because you guys just promote that good racing. Same with Andy Williams and a few of the other guys. So, big ups to you, my man. Best of luck in the 410s. Have you back in the booth anytime. Obviously, that is up to you. So we'll watch this next one and see if you can get it done all over again. If you do, you will quickly become the favourite for the championship round next week. So best of luck, man. Not many races left to go.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
You have a good night, and we'll talk soon.
See you, man.
Thank you. All right, that was Travis McDonald, our winner here tonight in the Grassroots Racing Series 360 Sprint Cars at Weedsport Speedway. We're going to jump on over to Knoxville Raceway now for the 410 Sprint Cars. I'm going to take a quick break as we get that loaded up, and we'll be back soon, guys. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the show, BobbethTV, let's roll. Bob on the mic, the voice of the night, calling every lap under fierce floodlights. Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and raw, Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. Speed, the battle is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar, Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. You again for tuning in tight. BobbethTV, where we live the is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night?
All right, we are back live. Just going to jump in over to, I thought we had enough time for the practice session, but it looks like qualifying's just about done. So I thought we'd jump over. This is, of course, the second of two races for the Grassroots Racing Series Knuckleheadz iRacing League. The 410 sprint cars. We're here at Knoxville, USA, Knoxville Raceway, the home of the Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. Let's get down to the track. And 19 cars have come out for qualifying. Let's get some times on our board so we can sort of see who has got what. 15.340 for Travis McDonald, sorry. Our winner from the previous 360 race earlier tonight, Von Mead, Chad Putterball, Kent McLean, Brian Angel in the top five. Looks very similar to the racing top five from before. Jackson Sufong in the chat. Jackson is also, much like Little Hayden, Little Woto, a member of the 420 AusSim Racing League. And one of the great V8 supercar / GT3 drivers over there. Puts on a great show. How are you, Jackson? I'm just having a little break while we wait for qualifying to finish so I can eat some breakfast. I'm good, man. Thank you for asking. Still a bit fluey. But you know me, race must always go on. All right, heat one for the Grassroots Racing Series 410 sprint cars here at Knoxville Raceway. We're going to have Travis McDonald, Brian Angel on that front row. Where are they lining up? Oh, they're down there. Okay, I see them. Let's get down to our lead line here. But yeah, Travis McDonald, Brian Angel, they'll be on that front row. Jonathan Foxworth and Tim Brown second row. Third row is going to be Wayne Bridges. My breath just chomping as I'm coming in through the microphone. If it is, I apologise. I'm hungry. I slept in this morning to get up to about 10, 15 minutes before the race was scheduled to sort of get set up for. Not enough time to grab a coffee or anything like that. All right, here we go. Travis McDonald, Brian Angel, Tim Brown, Jonathan Foxworth, Wayne Bridges, Heat 1. 410 sprints here at Knoxville Raceway. These trucks leaving the track. We're about to get our first heat underway here. Well, second lot of heat racing, but first heat for the 410s. Whoa, what a wheel stand there for the 88 there. Travis McDonald just put that foot down. That nose just absolutely jumped. Brian Angel is off to the race lead here in Heat 1. Jonathan Faulkner second, Travis McDonald third, Tim Brown, Wayne Bridges fourth and fifth. What a wheel stand. That was awesome. Pretty routine race at this stage. Heat 1, not going to be a lot in it on the track. Come down the starting order, how you get that car up to speed and go from there. That's why Travis McDonald, our pole position starter, is now back in third. He got a wheel stand off the start. Brian Angel was able to get that car up into the race lead. Jonathan Foxworth trying to hold off a charging Travis McDonald as well. Flag lap. Looks like Wayne Bridges in the pits there. Just the 4 cars on the track. Brian Angel, Jonathan Foxworth, Travis McDonald, Tim Brown. Travis McDonald and Jonathan Foxworth side by side. Jonathan able to hold on to that finish. Keep that second place. Let's get the official results on our screens though. There we go. Wayne Bridges in 5th. Tim Brown 4th. Travis McDonald in 3rd. The B-Main Bandit 2nd. Jonathan Foxworth. But Brian Angel from Yoda Outlaws is our winner of Heat 1. I had a front stretch cam, but I don't. Oh, sorry, I haven't gone through the grid. Von Mead and Andy Williams, that is that front row right there. Looks like Chris Standridge was very nice to his wife on her birthday because he is out on the track. Hey, Chris. Mikey Mixter alongside him on that second row. Micah Butler will be on that third and final row. See Mike Butler, a bit of lane choice there, sort of choose where he wants to start. If he's lining up where he should, it would be on the infield, but inside line, sorry, but outside line always a little more preferred back there. Pace truck leaves the track. Heat 2 is about to start. Von Mead versus Andy Williams, Chris Standridge, Mikey Mixter, Micah Butler. 5 cars. Who have you got, guys and girls? Let's see how this one pans out. Off to a great start there. Von Mead second, Chris Dandridge in third. Mikey Mixter, Mike Butler fourth and fifth. Standridge, no slouch in a sprint car, but unfortunately the track, not a lot has been done to it via the cars yet, so won't be as racy as he would like. Come around start lap 5 of 6, 2 more laps remain in Heat 2 here. Quite strong up the front here. 13 sprint car. come into 3 and 4 for that last time. Should be able to hold off a charging Von Mead as well as Chris Standridge. Run to that checkered flag wave. There we go. Heat 2 is done. Oh, that's Heat 1, Bob. We want Heat 2. There we go. All right, Mikey Mixter in 5th place. Mike Butler from Yoda Outlaws in 4th. Third was Chris Standridge from Outcast Racing. Mediocre Racing's Von Mead in 2nd. But Andy Williams is our winner of Heat 2 here tonight. Let's get down to Heat 3, the final. Actually, is this the final one? I think we might actually have 4 heats. Let's have a look over here. Yeah, we've still got one more heat to come after this one. So Chad Putterball, Brent Vanderwood on the front row, Mike Menezes and Callum McKellen on that second row. Third row is going to be Mike Davis. One more heat still to come. Thanks for the like, Dawson Potter. Appreciate you, brother. Good luck out there. Hopefully you do well as we get this one back, get this one underway in just a moment. Oh, I didn't do the grid for this one. It's Chad Putterball, Brent Vanderwood on the second row, first row. Sorry, Mike Menezes, Callum McKellen second. Mike Davis on that third row. I knew I was forgetting something. Holy crap. Just trying to get some food into my belly. Hopefully that'll wake me up. McKellen, Mike Davis, that is the 5. This 5-car heat 3 run. Laps left to go. We're going to watch this battle between Chad and Brent here. Versus the 8. Looks like the 20 does have the confidence advantage there. So he just kept that car running, got that into the race and lead again, and starts the white flag lap. Has built a fair amount of speed, got that rubber band wound tight. As the ALS8 comes out of 3 and 4, gets into the wall. Will take a second place behind our winner, Chad Putterball. Excuse me. Let's get straight to our Heat 3 results. There we go. Mo Digging Mafia's Mike Davis, as well as Callum McKellen, 5th and 4th. Team Southern Sim Racing's Mike Menezes in 3rd. Yoda Outlaws, Brent Vanderwood in 2nd. First, Chad Putterball. Oh, hiccups for Dirt Warrior Racing. All right, our final heat for the night. This is the Grassroots Racing Series 410 Sprint Cars Heat 4. Kent McLean and Jason Coffey on that front row. Richard Jackson and Dawson Potter will be on that second row. cars, 6 more laps of a heat racing action. This is our final heat for the night. Starting optional outside pole, second row on the grid here for the winner. Versus the 107, the 53 versus the 44. We are live and racing. Heat 4 is underway. Trying to time that for the boys to hit the accelerator, but I was a little bit early there. Kent McLean, our race leader, missed the first race, but making up for lost time here in this one for sure. Just 2 more laps to come. It looks like there's 2 distinct groups. The 75 has that car out by about 1.1 seconds. Behind him, though, Jason Coffey, Richard Jackson and Dawson Potter are pretty tightly packed. So Jason Coffey, Richard Jackson, Dawson's fallen off the field just that little bit. Come through, get the white flag a lap. There's our checkered flag there. Kent McLean is our winner of our final heat as he tries to put the car into the pits the old-fashioned way. All right, before we get to the grid of our feature race here, Dawson Potter in 4th, Richard Jackson 3rd, Jason Coffey 2nd, but our heat 4 winner, Kent McLean. Let's get to the grid. No, wrong cam, Bob. Get your act together, mate. There we go. All right. So Brian Angel and Andy Williams on that front row. Chad Puttable, Kent McLean 2nd row. Jonathan Foxworth and Von Meeble on that 3rd row. 4th row is going to be Brent Vanderwood and Jason Coffey. 5th row is going to be Travis McDonald and Chris Standridge. 6th row, Mike Moniz and Richard Jackson. 7th row is going to be Tim L. Brown and Mike Butler. 8th row, Keller McKellen and Dawson Potter. 9th row, Wayne Bridges and Mikey Mixter. Mikey Davis will wrap up that 9th and final row. So Chris might be going back there as well, or did not take the track. I think Chris took the track, unfortunately. Might have got busted by the missus sneaking down to the racing to see him. Thought she was distracted long enough to get a race in. He got a heat in. It doesn't look like enough for a feature, unfortunately. The laps, not Weedsport, Bob. This is Knoxville Raceway. We're in Knoxville, USA. Bob is bloody freezing. I need to drop that green flag. Here we go. Brian Angel, Andy Williams, Jeff Football, Kevin Clay, Jonathan Foxwood, Von Mead, Brent Vanderwood, Jason Coffey, Mike Moniz, Richard Jackson, Tim L. Brown, Mike Butler, Kelly McKellen, Dawson Potter, Mikey Mixter, Wayne Bridges, Travis McDonald, Mike Davis. It's our 18 car field. Exciting action as we get to lap 4 of 35. This green flag race underway. Brian Angel, Andy Williams, Ken McLean, Chad Provide, Jason Jonathan Foxworth rather, the 5, Jason Coffey, Von Mead, Brent Vanderwood, Mike Mills, Richard Jackson, the 10. 11 to 15 is Tim L. Brown, Mike Butler, Dawson Potter, Mike Mixture, Travis McDonald. The remaining 3 cars, Kelly McKellen, Wayne Bridges, and Mike Davis. Bandit. He's trying to work his way up into this sort of competitive field. He's in the top 5. Jason Coffey just behind him as well. Mike Mead's back here at 9th. He's got Brett Vanderwood, Von Mead, and then Jason Coffey in front of him. Caution out for this one. Go back on the telemetry. No, definitely does not want to show the crash. It seems weird that it does that now lately. But there's an update I need to grab. Here we go again. Brian Angel and Andy Williams front row. Ken McLean, Chad Provide second row. Third row is with Jason Foxworth, Jason Coffey, Brett Vanderwood and Richard Jackson on that 4th row. Tim L. Brown and Dawson Potter 5th row. 6th row will be Mikey Mixter and Travis McDonald. Wayne Bridges, Kelly McKellen on that 7th row. 8th row, Mike Davis and Mike Butler. Von Mead on that 9th final row. Looks like Mike Mead's in the pit. No, Mike's coming out of the pit, so he will join Von Mead on that 9th row. Chris Standridge has retired. Which is to be expected. We didn't expect to see him out on the track tonight at all, so good to see him just for a little bit. Complete lap at 10, almost a third of the way into this 35 lap feature race. Oh, big crash there. That one looks like Dawson Potter was definitely involved. Couldn't quite tell who the other car might have been. I think it was Mike Butler. It was hard to tell there as a second caution has, pardon me, come out. All right, while they reset, give me one moment, folks. I'll be back in just a second. All right, about to get this one back under green flag conditions. One more lap around the sun. Brian Angel, Ken McLean, that front row. Andy Williams and Chad Putterboff, second row. Third row is going to be Jason Coffey and Jonathan Foxworth, Dawson Potter, Brett Vanderwood on that fourth row. Fifth row, Mikey Mishra, Travis McDonald, Tim Earl Brown and Kelly McCann. Sixth row. Seventh row is Wayne Bridges and Mike Davis. Mike Butler and Mike Meads on that eighth row. Vaughn Mead and Richard Jackson on that ninth row. Got through it all. We got lap 13, a third of the way into this race. Oh, here we go. So a lot of those noses just pointing up in the air a little bit as they go to take off. Those throttle control, the 410, that is quite tricky. And if you do jam your foot down, it will just stand. Jason Coffey, 9th, Travis McDonald just ahead of him in 7th. Well, looks like the 8 car Brett Vanderwood falling back down the field a little bit there. Oh, a little bit of contact there, 88, and someone else is going to keep it going green by the looks of it though. There's Kelly McKinnon, the 48 machine, Bob Show sprint car, love it. Halfway mark, 17 laps in, 17 more to come. Playing our current race leader, Brian Angel just there behind him. See another little gap, and then Chad Putterball and Andy Williams, 3rd and 4th, and 5th place Travis McDonald. He has got the longest line of himself, Travis Potter. So Dawson Potter, Jason Fox. Oh my God, Travis McDonald, Dawson Potter, Jonathan Foxworth, and Jason Coffey is that pack. So the 48 Kelly McKellen might have come unstuck there. He's moving back fast on the track map. The 8 has come to a stop. That might be our next caution. We'll have to wait and see. So they might have got it up off the track though, so no problems there. No caution has come out. I had to carry on about it, didn't I? I had to keep bringing it up. The animals be running around, running amok because This is BobbethTV's not here today. They are all just sleeping and not doing a thing. You go grab one of them because he's normally around, and he's snuggled up asleep on the bed. Could have done that all night last night. Would have been freaking nice. Ooh. Not enough cautions to really worry about going single file just yet, so I imagine this one will be a double wide restart. With 15 laps remaining, this one is coming down to its dying stages. Who have you got, guys and girls? Sort of watch the field get set up. All those cars race their way up to the front. Some fall back to the rear a little bit. Who's your prediction? Who is winning the race here today? Travis McDonald took out the first race. He has fallen back down to top 5 position at the moment, but still within a shot. Oh, excuse me. We're back and racing. Ken McLean, shepherded by Andy Williams, also by Travis McDonald. That is the 5. Oh, big crash there though. The 7 and the 44. Oh, it looks like the 42. Some others getting mixed up in that. 429, sorry. We'll just reset back to the leader as our latest caution comes out. I think I might have jinxed some things talking about it. I think I did. I'm sorry, guys. Just keep my mouth shut. Of 35 to be lap 24 when we get this one going. Still 12 laps remain. McLean and Chad are all going to resume that battle on the front row. Andy Williams and Jonathan Foxworth will continue their second row battle. Jason Coffey and Mike Manise the third row. Fourth row, Tim L. Brown and Mike Davis. Wayne Bridges, Richard Jackson are on the fifth row. Sixth row, Travis McDonald, Brian Angel. Seventh row is going to be Mikey Mixture and Dawson and Potter. Mike Butler and Von Mead, the 8th row. 9th row will be Callum McKellen and Brett Vanderwood. The 18 cars remaining in this 19-car field. Chris Standridge, unfortunately, retired some time ago. Did not take the field for the feature race. Watch the pace truck pull up on it to the left and leave the track. We'll get this one going in just a moment. No, one more time around the track, it looks like. Potentially. Oh no, that was coming into 1 and 2. This is 3 and 4, Bob. This is where the pace truck will leave the track. We'll get lap 23 restarted. And this race back underway. Chad off to a bit of a too fast of a start there, too much acceleration. The car got a little bit loose coming into 1 and 2. He's going to fall back a little bit. No, he didn't. I thought he was going to fall back, but it was a caution elsewhere. It looks like the 77 Mikey Mixter and the 36 Von Mead. As we'll get this reset one more time. Right, 11 laps remain in this 35 lap feature of the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series. This is week 10 of 11. Our first 2 races in of 5 for the week. 2 more tomorrow, 1 more the day after, and then 1 more week before we decide a Grassroots Racing champion. Right now, it seems to be out of Travis McDonald and Mike Manise, but coming up sort of as a bit of a dark horse, Brian Angel is not that far behind in points either, so could be anyone's sort of championship come next week. Pace truck to leave the track here. Get this one back underway. 24:11 remain, or 12 actually. Count the 24th lap as well as the other 11 laps. 12 laps remain. 35 is the total. Let's see who is going to take this out. Can we get a green flag run to the finish? Start there, check the line with Mike Manise. There's Jason Coffey, Tim Brown, Mike Davis, Travis McDonald, Wayne Bridges, Richard Jackson, Brian Angel, Mike Butler, Dawson Potter, Brett Vanderwood, Von Mead, Mikey Mixter, Kelly McKellen, Jonathan Foxworth. As our latest caution comes out. Boys finding it a bit tricky. We might need to go to a single file just to get the race done. Still plenty of time in it though, so up to race control on that front. We are coming up on the dying stages of this 35 lap 410 sprints race here at Knoxville Raceway for the Grassroots Racing Series, all part of Knuckleheadz iRacing League's racing divisions. McLean, Chapman fighting it out up the front still. Andy Williams and Mike Manise back there as well. Mike Manise points at battle as Travis has fallen back down the field a little bit as we have one more double wide restart with 11 to go. Got to be 10 to go. We'll get this one going. It'll be the 26th lap. Lap 26 and 35.10 remain. Kent McLean is going to get that sprint car out to a great start as he has been doing. We'll go back there in a second, but Andy Williams is racing up on him quickly. Wayne Bridges in 8th spot, just in front of Travis out. So yeah, it was Travis on the other side, but another caution has come out. Pretty dark here as this race is coming to a close. How many laps actually remain in this battle? Just 8 remain. Less than 10 to go. Now would be a good time to go single file. The way Andy's sort of rolling, I'm not sure if they're going to or not. All right, looks like Mike Butler has retired. Von Meets in at the pits. Just 16 cars remain. Kent McLean, Chad Puttable, Andy Williams, Mike Menez, Jason Coffey, Tim L. Brown, Jackson, Wayne Bridges and Travis McDonald, Mike Davis, Brian Angel, Dawson Potter, Mikey Mixter, Jonathan Foxworth, Kelly McKellen and Brent Vanderwood. Time around the track, we're going to get this one back underway. It is almost certainly going to be single file restart this time. That might have been Chad's last shot. Previous restart. This one, he's going to have even less of a shot or a chance at trying to keep up with Kent's start here. Gets itself out of that sleep, gets that foot down, and just gets this one running. Up 28 of 35, 7 to go. 36 remain as we get to the start finish line. 30th is underway. One more quick look around at the track before we give Kent his flowers. Wayne Bridges, Brian Angel, 11, 10 and 9 spots. There's Richard Jackson, he's up in front of him in 8th. He's got Travis McDonald, Tim Brown in front of him, and then the top 5 as we get to 3 as remaining. 3.5 as they come out. 75's going to get the start finish line to start lap 33. Now it is 3 remaining. This one is getting to its dying stages. Can the boys hold on and battle for position? No one wants a caution here where things will get reset. Might remove all that hard work. That white flag lap would be good. 1 to go after this. 2 remaining. Looks like Jonathan Foxworth has got that race car into the pits. He's going to finish in at 16th. 75, we can see the track map, comes out of 4, gets to the straightaway, starts the white flag lap. This will be our finish. Just came down that backstretch for the last time. Into 3 and 4. He's going to get that checkered flag. Spins it out as he gets over the field. The off ramp there. Still gets cleaned up by Chad Puttapov. What a hit. Results are in. They are. Let's go over those official results. So not taking the field in the feature was our 19th place Chris Standish from Outcast Racing, but 18th was Von Mead Mediocre Racing. Yoda Outlaws driver Mike Butler for 17th. The B-Main Bandit took out 16th. Jonathan Foxworth. Brett Vanderwood for Yoda Outlaws took out 15th. 14th was Kelly McKellen for Mo Digging Mafia and his teammate Mike Davis in 13th. 12th was Dawson Potter. 11th, Mikey Mixter. Nerdherd Racing's Richard Jackson in 10th. Yoda Outlaws, Brian Angel took out 9th. Wayne Bridges in 8th. Tim L. Brown and Travis McDonald 7th and 6th. Andy Williams starts off in the top 5 spot. Jason Coffey from RCI in 4th. Team Southern Sim Racing's Mike Menez in 3rd. Chad Puttapov for Dirt Warrior Racing took out 2nd. But Kent McLean, BAM Motorsports, takes out the win. Thomas Dennis in Facebook says, good racing, guys. It was fun to watch. It sure was. Always is a fun race to watch. We've got the best seat in the house, I believe. Get Kent's details up. We'll jump over to the Dizzy and have a bit of a chat. But before we do that, let's just quickly check something over here. Why is that doing that? All right, take 2 Discord entry. There we go. All right, this man unfortunately did not make it home in time for the 360 race, and after watching the 410s, that might have been a very different race. You might need to get the neighbours a spare key, Kent, so they can run over and fire up the sim when you're running late to get home. But mate, look, you came out in Heat 4, big 4-car heat, 4 heat field tonight. You came out in Heat 4, won that. And started in that 4th position. A couple of these guys, Chad was looking quite strong. A few of the other guys fell down the field a bit. Andy Williams was another guy, and Brian Angel that looked like they were going to try and take advantage of some good heat runs and run that out. But the 410s, they are tough. I'm pretty sure we even saw you do a wheel stand off the start in one of those restarts. Talk us through it, mate. What was that one like?
Oh, it was a handful. If it would have been top dominant the whole time, I don't think I would have got by Brian. But when we had a couple of those restarts and I started behind him, and we got by, I think, Chad and Andrew.
Yep.
We got by them, and then we had that next restart. And we kind of pulled away just a little bit, not much. And I was pretty much right on him, but I was trying to figure out how I could get around him. And I saw there was moisture down in 3 and 4, pretty low. And I was like, well, let me see if this is going to work. And I come out of 4, and I was actually about a half a car in front of him. I was like, well, I'm just going to run this line the whole rest of the race. And I'm not sure, who else was actually running it. I mean, but it was super fast. One at top and 1 and 2, and then you just had to baby it through 3 and 4 to stay in the moisture, and you could pull away from guys.
Now, we did see, I don't remember, I don't think I saw you doing this, but I did see you were talking about, obviously, that low line. We did see a few of the guys staying down low, but obviously, when you run a car into a turn and you're carrying too much speed or more speed than you'd like, it'll push up the track a little bit. And we saw a little bit of that, but we saw a lot of the guys managed to hold it all the way around down low, but it looked like it was, like a powder keg was boiling up. It was just waiting to explode. And a lot of those guys did have that coming out of 4 onto the straightaway or 2 onto the backstretch where the car would just tank slap. It would just be carrying, it would just let loose too much. Were there any times where that happened to you, or you saw that sort of happening on the track and you thought, shit, this is going to catch me here?
No, the only time it got kind of squirrely was that last single file restart, and I knew I couldn't stay up top to really pull away from Chad on the restart, so I had to dive down to get to the moisture on the bottom and run down that front straightaway on the bottom to carry any speed, and um, that was the only times I had to run through the slick to get back down to the bottom.
Yep.
And it kind of got a little squirrely there. But a lot of it is like when I would go in 3 and 4, I would run it in hard and then let off and make sure I was staying in the moisture. And even if I did slip up, I would just be maybe quarter throttle to get it back down there, and then kind of ease back into it. And if those guys were tank slapping like that, it was just kind of they were holding it to the floor or
Yep.
standing on it too quickly, and then
Yeah.
it just breaks loose. So
Yeah, no, definitely saw the standing on it too quickly portion. Don't want to pick on anyone in particular, but Chad, I feel like his racing, his high speed racing, his race speed racing was great. It was just getting that car up to speed. It looked like he was struggling a little bit with the foot stomp, and he was definitely one of
well,
the ones that
I
was.
did mess him up because so what I would do um, on those restarts is I wouldn't give him too much of the bottom, so he had to start in the slick. So there was no way he was going to get any traction to beat me into turn 1. So that was he couldn't get any speed built up on the starts because I started up there um, after we got by I think Chad and Andrew. When the caution come out, I had to start outside,
Hmm.
and I learned that lesson. I was like, okay, well if I get by Brian, then I'm starting on the inside every time because I'm not starting in the slick. So, but yeah, that was partially my fault on his restarts because like I said, there was no moisture up there. There was just unless you started with your wing all the way back, you weren't going to get any sort of takeoff whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, your job moving forward, I know you can't be with us all 5 races for a week, and we've just got the 2 weeks remaining, but your job, when available now, is to just come out and try and get as much of that top 3 finish as possible. We just had the points come in, and last week it was Mike Moniz was in the lead by 2 points over Travis McDonald. This week we're sitting on Travis McDonald. It's 2 points in the lead over Mike Moniz. Brian Angel, he's a few points out, 42 points out, but with still 8 races to go, if you can get up there, if he can get up there and get some points, you can get up there and keep some points off of some of those other guys as well. We do have our chance at a pretty close finish. I think you're sneaking into the top 10, but outside sort of the battle for the final run. So, like I say, your homework is just try and take as many points off of those guys as possible. To make them really have to fight for it on that last race. But we're off to, we had sprint car night tonight. We've got mods slash, we'll say mods night tomorrow night. If I'm not mistaken, it's the 358s and the UMPs. Let me get to the schedule. I can't tell what
Yeah,
day
it'll
of the
be
week it is.
UMPs
And
Houston.
358s, yeah,
Yeah,
at Kokomo.
Kokomo.
So good luck with those, brother. I know we don't have you Tuesday nights, do we?
Actually, I will be
Oh,
here on
look out!
Tuesday.
Look out, boys! You have the competition, big blocks at Kokomo. Just got a little bit more exciting. No softball practice this week. Kent's got the night off, so we will see him on the track. All right, my man. Well, look, congratulations. Great race. Not as many restarts in this one as the 360, so not as much pressure on you, but there's certainly it was a great race, and you put on a great show. Now, friends, family, sponsors. We spoke a little bit about the family just before, but friends, family, sponsors. Who do you need to give a shout out for making all this possible, my man?
Oh, the wife and kids. I want to give a shout out to my dad, KHR, you, Bob. Mud Mule TV, all the admins at KHR, all the guys. Like, I got to watch the 360 race and then this race. It's awesome to have almost a full field, 20-car field in these sprints. So um, hopefully we can keep all this up and move into the regular season and have a 20-car field every night. That'd be awesome.
Definitely believe so. I know, obviously, guys like the Yoda Outlaws guys came into the grassroots a little bit towards the just after sort of, I guess, the first quarter. So they'll be looking to sort of see what they can actually do on a full season. We've got some other guys that have been coming and going, and I've had plenty of people reach out to me and sort of go, "Hey, what is this stuff you've got going on?" So I forward them the details and hope that their I ratings will sort of be suitable. But now you guys, for a league that's gone through a rebrand and is very deep into that rebrand, still attracting awesome car counts, still attracting new drivers. We're really only losing drivers based on some of the restrictions that you have on the competition in terms of iRating and stuff like that. So, pat yourself on the back. You guys are doing an amazing job over at KHR, and yeah, it's one of the easiest jobs I've had. As I say, I sit on this seat, watch the racing, have the best seat in the house for some racing outside of being on the track, and get to share it out to the world as well. So no, I'm the lucky one in that respect, man. Well, have a good night. Congratulations yet again. We've managed to keep both Mike Moniz and Travis off the winners grid for 2 races. Let's see if you boys can keep doing that as we move through the final 8 races of this grassroots racing series and crown our first grassroots champion.
Yeah, and hopefully John can get his computer fixed. And,
Yeah.
Get back into this because we
I-
definitely missed him for sure.
I do have a computer, mate, through iRacing. It does a lot of PC work and stuff like that, refurbishing and reconditioning cells. I might have to hook them up, see if we can't get a deal going for him and just get him a new system. But yeah, no, we do miss you, John. We definitely do miss you, brother. But yeah, he's sitting third in points. He's built such a great foundation at the start of the season. He's fallen back to 4th. Brian Angel has pushed past him. Chris Standridge is coming up on him now. So Chris, bragging rights there, brother. You do have a chance to get past John before the end of the season. I expect you to do so. But we'll wrap it up there, my man. You have a great night. We'll talk to you again anytime we can have you in the booth. That part's up to you, but we'll see you on the screens tomorrow night.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, mate. Bye-bye. All right, that was Kent McLean. He was our winner here tonight. Alongside... who was our first winner? I've forgotten who won the first race now. My God, that's terrible, Bob. But we'll wrap up there. Back for more racing tomorrow night with the mods. Like my Twitch page because I may be live tonight with some gaming. I'm not sure what the plan is just yet, but if you want to be part of any impromptu sort of community stuff, yeah, just give the Twitch page a bit of a follow. Subscribe if you like. That would be awesome, but you don't have to. Yeah, you'll be able to keep track of that. All right, guys and girls, thank you so much for coming out and watching tonight's race. It has been a blast. My name is Bob. Love yous all. Bye.